Hey, Jack is back, and I'm going to go through the cards of version 2 of Dungeons of Infinity. And I've taken and I've unwrapped all the cards, so you didn't have to watch me doing that. So here we have one stack of cards that comes with the game, and looks like we have risk cards here. I've not gone through these, so let's see what we get. Yes, this is let's go through like this. Let's separate these first. Okay, so there's chest and there's body. So what we want to do is we want to separate these. Quit moving. These are slippery little cards, aren't they? We want to look, and we've got everything's in order, and we're looking for cards that don't belong. Well, they kind of do belong, but they don't per se. So these all are body cards. Body cards, we're doing good. Okay, there's the famous catastrophic events. New players can throw those out. No, they can't. Kidding. You don't throw them out. You can set them aside if you don't want to deal with. Now what we have here is a body card that is a campaign card. So we want to go through and get all these campaign cards and remove them and set them aside. I'll set them aside right there. Now you don't want to get rid of those cards. They are very important for the campaign, but you don't want them included in your base body deck. And then what we have here, these are the cards that are created by you, the users, the backers. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I think Eric went ahead and just printed all of them. Now, if you want the Dungeons of Infinity experience that I created with the mathematician in me freaks out with these. It's like, too many cards. That's only 3 cards, but it's not going to change the probabilities that much. But these cards right here are the user created cards, just so you know. So if you want the experience I created for you, you would set these aside and then throw these in as you want. Depending on as you play the game, but I wouldn't start with them. So set those aside, and then these cards with this little horn down here are from another world. So these are experiences that can be used. I believe, now my brain is leaving me, but I believe these can be used when you're doing Midnight Deep, or you can throw them into these games. It's kind of going to throw the math off a little bit, and that of course freaks the mathematician out. So these are the ones from another world, so you would set those aside and add them as you like. So your deck of body cards looks like this. So set that aside, and we do the same thing with the chest. We find there's the campaign cards, set those aside, and then here are the ones created by the users, which is awesome. So then we have this deck is the deck that I intended you to use, and then you can add these other ones in as you want. So let's go to the next step. We've got the debris cards, and we're going to go through those. And here are the campaign cards. So a lot of debris campaign cards. Set those aside to the campaign deck. These are the user created ones, and then these are the ones from another world. Excellent. Set this aside, and there's your debris deck. Miss deck, same thing. There aren't many campaign miss cards. There we go, only 2 of them. Set those there. And these are the ones created by the users. So here is the miss deck that I created for you. And we got another stack of cards here. Let's go through. Oh, we got some ability cards, so I'm going to pull. Oh, all these are ability cards. And what is this? Oh, this is for the campaign. This is Isabella. She is a kind of an ally in the campaign. So this is a campaign card. So it goes with the campaign. And now we're not going to go through all the hero cards, but every hero card, there's level 1 abilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing a card. I bet. I don't know where it is. We'll find it somewhere. I'm sure it is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9. Okay. Oh. Okay, I think what this is, Toxic Dark, that's the new one we added. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. But what I wanted to point out is every hero has 2 attachments. You can get these and make these through mining, and they go in a slot and they stay there forever. So I'm looking. Anyway, I will. Oh, there it is. That's the top of the other deck. Here's her other cards. There we go. Cards are found. Here's the other hero ability cards. Again, I'm going to set those aside and not go through all of those. Then the Minion deck. We've got, let's pull all the minions out here. So this starts out with your Lord event cards. Cards everywhere. Thing with the Minion deck that's really important is the horn cards. These are used in the Midnight Deep, and they're not used in the regular game and not intended to be used in the regular game. So those need to be separated out. The starred minions. And there goes my computer. There's some more cards for the Midnight Deep. Here we have starred minions. Now, sentinels, these are sentinels, and sentinels are all difficult. So if you want to include the sentinels, the new sentinels in the your base scenario games, that's fine. The campaigns tell you which ones to use. And then our 3 dungeon lords. So if you go through, you'll see these are all the starred minions. And the real point I want to make out is usually when you're playing always when you're playing the campaign, it'll tell you which cards to use. These are the ones you have to be very careful with. The constructs. There are 16 constructs. And in the rules it states only add 2 groups of these. The game almost becomes unwinnable if you add them all. So these guys are tough. They increase the stats of every enemy, sentinel, minion in the tile. So this deck here without the stars is the deck that you're intended to use when you first start playing the game. You can add these starred cards as you go along and get more comfortable with the game. And then be very careful adding the sentinels. Not sentinels, but the constructs. Awesome. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go over the Lord event cards. My first run through, I kind of messed it up, so I'm doing it again. Okay. If the Lord event card has a skull, kind of like a catastrophic event up on the upper corner, this is a hard version of the Lord event card. If the Lord event card has a skull with a line through it, those are the cards that you replace with these cards. So when you store them, I would store these cards in the back and these cards in the front, and then the red ones are the ones with the combat symbol. And that determines what the Dungeon Lord does if he's in combat at the time. So that's what these are. It's the combat symbol, and then these are the non-combat symbol, and the ones with the line through the event or the mean guy, those get removed and they're replaced with this, and then your Lord event deck has become nastier. Awesome. Okay, thank you very much, and that's how the Lord events work. Then every card with the little other world on it needs, this is the reward deck. You would set those aside like you did with all the other cards with the little horn, because those are for midnight deep. And then also, whoops, let's go this way. There we go, that's important. This is your mining deck. So this is going to be a separate deck. And you would shuffle that up, and what works here is when you mine, the little number on there, the two numbers tell you whether you found mysterious ore. And the nice thing about these cards is this card is the actual like AI plus it's the mysterious ore. And remember I showed you earlier the special not enhancement, but attachment cards. You would give this to the merchant, and the merchant will get this made into whatever attachment you want made. So that's nice. And here is, that's rewards. These are the items from the merchant. He got some items, and then these are the equipment from the merchant. And those all look great. Now every card they went through, I believe, and redesigned, putting like color for the poison, the ice, and the fire. So it's all been redesigned. And then here's more equipment, and I believe there is some equipment. We have the, let's see the new items. If I can find them. There's some items from another world. You can keep those in the deck unless you don't want to. You can pull those out. I would keep them in the deck. They do, I mean, the reward deck is so large anyway. And I'm looking for, there we go, the new hammers that have been added to this expansion. This is, and then the spears. So all the hero boards have been updated to include spears and hammers. And these have special abilities, like the hammers can hit enemies, two enemies or so in front of each other, and then the spears can hit 2 rolls of enemies. So there's your reward cards. And then here's a new card. This is the enemy adjustments when you're playing a mini campaign, which I guess they're all mini campaigns. When you're playing that, you can, as the enemies increase from dungeon to dungeon, and there's 3, you can put little cubes on here to keep track for you to know, hey, all minions are going to be +2 power and +2 defense. And sentinels and dungeon lords too. So that is very handy. I wanted to add that in the first edition. We got it added in the second. And then here are the dividers. Mist, debris, body, chest, dungeon lords, equipment, items, sentinels, campaign, minions. Now minions, I would recommend that you put the non-starred minions front in this, and then the starred minions and the minions from another world behind there. So the order I'd put them in is non-starred, starred, and then minions from another world. And you can do the same thing with your, there's all the heroes. There we go. Chest, body, debris. I'd also put the main ones you want to use every time up towards the front, and then maybe the user created and the campaign. I think there's an entire, there's, you can take all the campaign cards and put them in the campaign area. Now, I want to point out one more thing. before I shut down, and that is the campaign cards will show you at the top Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 5, Chapter 7, and it'll say Chapter 1, there's the name of the story that you're doing, and then it'll say what dungeon you use it in. So you can go through and organize putting all the Chapter 1s together, all the Chapter 2s together, 3, 4, and 5, all the way to 10, so that you are ready to go. And she is used in first story, Dungeon 3. So that'll help you have these all organized for you. So that is a going through the cards. I appreciate your time. That should help you get your cards organized, because a lot of people, when they first got the first edition, they were like, what are these cards like this? And they were trying to play with them in the base game, and a scenario, and it doesn't work so well. So I thought I'd explain that to you. And we also have so much more stuff than we did the first time. Hey, thank you, everybody. Thank you for backing. Thank you for supporting, and thank you for watching. And that is all from Jack. Bye.